Hello, hello, Mystic GLoLady here. Hello, Aries. How are you this month of December 2015? And one momento. I'm back. I dropped one of my cheat sheets. Wait until you guys see them. I'm going to be bringing them out hopefully by the new year, and I haven't quite decided what format I'm going to introduce them, whether it's just going to be a teaching tool or a game, or I don't know. That's that Uranus in my Aries ascendant. So, how goes it for you this month? Do you like my balloons? If you check out my my Asheville Fairy Arts Festival video, you will see more of them during the fashion show. I wish I would have gotten more pictures because the balloon sculptures were just amazing, and this is just one of them, and it's been over a week, and it's still, it's still hanging in there. It's not but yeah. I mean, when's the last time you had a balloon that lasted more than a week? I mean, yeah, you get those Mylar ones and they'll last for a whole lot longer, but the rubber ones, yeah, Marcy the Balloon Fairy was really good. So, let's see. We have a lot of things going on this month, and what I'm going to do is a general reading for Aries, and that means that I put Aries into the ascendant position. Okay, that's why it's a general reading. Now, if your ascendant is Aries, you would like to pay attention as to this is where your planets are hitting you specifically, okay? And if your moon is Aries, you can get an idea of how it's going to be, how your life is going to be affected on the emotional level. Okay, so that's why when people say listen to your sun sign, your ascendant, and your moon, that's why. So, okay, I had shuffled, and on the bottom we have the Princess of Swords. Okay, now this is the energy that you have to work with. It's beneath you, okay, and your mental, your communication, cut through it, okay, and you have Aries in the first house with Uranus on top of it. So you really don't have time for crap anymore, but you have to identify what's crap and what's not, okay? And this month is going to be like let's get it together before next year, because next year, make sure you check out my 2016 video. We're going to rock and roll with a whole lot of retrogrades, and things are going to be a lot more difficult for some, okay? And yes, that's my precious Bella May. She's upset because she wants to go and play. There's puppies next door, and yeah, she's whining. She wants to go over, but yeah, we can't let her go over because there's all kinds of puppies and well, I guess Bella would be a kind of keep an eye on them, but she has 4 puppies, and they've been driving her crazy with the pooping up a storm. So maybe you'll get to have Bella hang out with you for the reading. Okay, so as well as we have that Uranus in Aries, we also have a square to Pluto. Okay, now Pluto is that death and transformation. Okay, so with Pluto in the 10th house and Uranus in the first house on you, who are you becoming? Who is Pluto forcing you to become? Alright, so Uranus is in there, and it is retrograde until the 26th, when it will go direct at 16 degrees of Aries. Alright, so who are you? Who do you want to become? Because Pluto in Capricorn is forcing that change. Now, that is the planetary in the first house, and the first house is yourself, okay? Yourself, your body, your appearance. And you have the Four of Swords, the rest from strife. So, for those of you who have been honoring yourself and understanding that change and transformation is occurring, and they are going with the flow of the change and transformation, it's going to be a whole lot easier for you in December. For those of you who I didn't hold it up long enough for, there you go. When they teach you tarot, they say that every picture tells a story. So you are to look at the story that the picture is telling you. And that way you can identify a little bit more specifically, okay, to your reading other than a general. Alright, so these swords, mental illness, communication, travel, all depends on how it's aspected. It's that air sign, okay, the communications. Now, speaking of communications, you have Taurus, okay? Taurus is that I have energy, and it's in your second house, and it's your second house of finances, okay? Your earnings, your wealth, your possessions, and you have the Lovers, okay? So it looks like finances in the month of December is going to be, you're going to enjoy the financial increase in December. And yes, you will probably want to blow it on your lover. So, it looks like you might be coming into a fruitful relationship, those of you who are single. Now, in the third house is your communications, your short distance travel, okay, also siblings. You have Gemini energy in there, and Gemini is the I think I can, and it's communications. And you have a full moon in there on the 25th. Okay, so, full moon, Gemini, the 25th, and let's see, you have Jupiter in Virgo, okay, and let's see, Jupiter square the full moon in Gemini. We better think before we speak. Okay, now the Three of Pentacles, the material works. Alright, now remember what I said about the beginning, okay, that energy that we have to work with. So, communicating, if you are experiencing something that is not fulfilling, okay, then that full moon, okay, let it go. Let it go and reap the benefits of good things to come in. Alright, for those of you who are communicating that you need more money, the full moon looks like it's a good time to say, hey, I know I'm worth. And stand by it. You know, stand to it. Okay? Now, as I said, that Jupiter is in there, and it's square. You know, it's squaring up your, emotions. So, say what you mean what you say, don't say it mean, but if it's got to be said, say it. And the full moon is probably going to force you to do that. In the 4th house, you have the energy of Cancer, and Cancer is that I feel. Now, Aries is the natural 1st house. You know, that's where the 1st house lies in Aries, and Cancer is in the 4th, in the natural house of the 4th. Come on, Belly. Thank you. That was my precious Bella May, stopping by on her way to her throne. Yeah, it's always good to spoil the people in your life, and when you praise them more than you criticize them, yeah, it's usually a whole lot nicer to deal with them because they want to try to please you. Alright, so the next time you're, you know, and it's coming back and it's not working, well, let me see, maybe if I put out more love, that would be a good answer too. Alright, 4th house of home, that Cancer, the I feel, and you have the Prince of Wands. Okay, what's working? What's working in your home? Are you building a home? Wands, work, home, building. What are you creating? What are you creating? Are you creating a new home for you? Are you creating a new home for others? In the 5th house, the 5th house of fun, creativity, sex, children, you have the energy of Leo. That is that I will do it and have fun. And you have the 7 of Wands, the valor, the work. Alright, so it looks like things are going to be working out very well for you in December. Alright, it looks like you're going to be getting those honors that you have been asking for. Now, in your 6th house, you have Virgo, the I analyze, and the 6th house is your work, your health, your service, your daily routine, and Jupiter is that multiplying. Okay, Jupiter 21 degrees of Virgo, and it only ends up at 23 degrees of Virgo. So it's hanging around in there, and as I said, Jupiter is going to be squaring that full moon. Okay, now with that, as I had said that, we also have, let me see, what do I, not real intense, but we have Jupiter in there, and you have Saturn, the new moon, Mercury, the Sun in Sagittarius in the 9th house. Okay, so Jupiter is going to have somewhat of an effect. It might not be as strong as, well, okay, that's the Sun conjunct Jupiter. So, yeah, it's still going to be a little bit of an agitation, and that's in the 9th house. And it's like, is it pushing you for a spiritual quest, for a higher learning? Now, as I was saying, in your 6th house, you have the 9 of Cups, the material happiness. Are you learning to take care of you? That's what I'm getting. You know, all about you. You're learning to stand up for yourself. You're learning to speak up for yourself. You are learning to be who and what you want to be as a lover. Okay, because that's a biggie. Remember what I was saying about when you are, you know, whether it's your animals or whether it is other people. If you praise them, they will want to do good things for you. But if you're always, you know, pointing out the bad, the bad, the bad, and if that is the only time that they get your attention is when they are bad, they are bad, they are bad. Yeah. All right, now, in the 7th house, in your relationship house, relationships, partnerships, contracts, marriages, you have the energy of Libra. And Libra is that I balance, okay? So you want a balanced relationship in your life. And you have Venus and Mars, okay? Venus is there. It starts out at 26 degrees of Libra. And on the 6th, it moves into Scorpio, into the 8th house. Ooh, Venus into the 8th house. Ooh, getting deep and dark and steamy in there, isn't it? Okay, now Mars is at 10 degrees of Libra, and it's going to be at 28 degrees of Libra at the end of the month. So Mars is staying in your relationship house. Venus is flying. It's going through 3 signs. It starts out at Libra, it goes into Scorpio, and at the end of the month, it's at 0 degrees of Sagittarius. Okay, so Venus, relationship, other people's money, higher learning, spiritual quests, long distance travels. Ooh, Venus, woohoo. If you find one, he's going to have to keep up with you, honey, because you're setting a new standard. And if they're not coming up to your standards, you know what brings you pleasure. You've had enough of pain, okay? So if you're with Mr. Mrs. Wrong, the right one's going to pass you by, and you're missing up on all that good pleasure. So if it's not working, you know, you're going to have to look at you, all right? You know, if you have that finger pointed out, and you got 3 coming back, and you are placing all of your happiness, all of your unhappiness upon somebody else, remember, we have choice, all right? If you're not held by force, quit your biatching. All right, do something about it. Those of you, alrighty, who have not learned. All right, because that Pluto squaring Uranus. All right, now in the 8th house, all right, Scorpio, inheritance, death, taxes, other people's money. You have the 8 of Cups, the abandoned success. All right, now we also have Venus that's transiting in there for a few, okay? The 6th Venus is going to be there until the end of the month, all right? Do not invest a lot of your, remember I was talking about the 2nd house with the money, you know, okay, you have some extra cash, don't be giving too much to, don't be counting too much on, okay, because if you do, you might not be happy with that outcome, okay, so, other people's money that you're counting on, be careful with it. 8th house, you know, with the contracts, let's see. Yeah, just be real careful with other people's money. Don't count on it. You know, don't count on it. You know, expectations are premeditated resentments. So don't count on other people's money. And yeah, you won't be unhappy. Okay? Now, as I said, in the 9th house, you have all that energy to work with. You have the sun, the sun starts out 8 degrees of Sagittarius until the 23rd, and then it turns to 0 degrees of Capricorn, which is your 10th house. And then you have your Mercury, 15 degrees, and on the 11th it goes to 1 degree of Capricorn. All right, so your communications, you know, your higher learning, what are you learning? And you're going to apply it to your career coming up. Now, excuse me, wow, you know how it goes. I have to do that. Those of you who have been watching for a while, you know, yeah, I can get these coughing fits if I do not keep my throat moist, which speaking tends to dry it out. So, I was back to the 9th house, alright, and I was talking about Mercury, and Mercury going into Capricorn on the 11th. And we also have Saturn, and Saturn is at 7 degrees, and that means that at the beginning of the month you have Saturn, and Saturn at 7 and the Sun at 8, so you have them conjunct on top of each other. Oh goodness, whoa, sorry about that, slight interruption. I had to take a break. I chewed on some crystallized ginger, and then I just did a Ricola. Oh, it's one of those revitalizing, effervescent ones. So, excuse me, but I'm going to keep it in there. Sorry, what can I say? I don't want to choke. Temperance, the balance, alright? As I said, you're going to have a lot of energy. A lot of energy in Sagittarius, in your 9th house. So, what do you need to balance? Saturn is that teacher. Sagittarius is that IC. Okay? So, being enthusiastic about learning. What do you need to learn? The sun is going to be shining on it. Mercury is going to be communicating about it. And that new moon, the new moon is in there on the 11th. That's at 13 degrees of Sagittarius. Okay? So, what kind of new things? You know, is it maybe you're learning, you know, how to balance things, and you're finally feeling good because you're learning to, you know, wow, that's not so bad. Need, want. You know, how do I manage my money? Need, want. It sometimes is as simple. That's what I do. You know, do I need it? Do I want it? And then the needs is what do I need most? You know, that's a big part of it. Okay, so keeping that balance, learning what you need to learn to bring into your career, because that Capricorn, right? The Capricorn energy, the Capricorn I use, and Pluto in there, that change, that transformation, and you have the sun. It's like, wow, things is coming together for you. All right, don't be afraid of new. Don't be afraid of change. You're going to be really excited over what this change will bring you. Okay? Don't be staying in that dark, negative place that you've been in. Okay? Because new things are coming. Alright? New things, great things are coming. Now, in the 11th house, that's your friends and associates, your hopes and wishes. And you have the 10 of Cups. That was Bella. The perfected success. Okay, What is that telling you about your friends? All right? You've been through those hard times and you know what friends have been with you. You know, what friends are worthy of your investments. That in itself is a great thing. Okay, now in the 12th house, the 12th house I call the skeleton closet. That is the hidden, the secrets, okay, hidden enemies, secrets, jails, institutions, things that people don't want to talk about, okay, and Neptune is in there. Neptune, that illusions, delusions, and it's in Pisces, okay, Neptune is at 7 degrees of Pisces, and it's going to stay at 7 degrees of Pisces, okay, so that Neptune, what is it? And there again, be careful of escaping with the alcohol and drugs, all right, that's, you know, the in the closet, okay, because in the closet, you know, it might cost you, all right. 8 of Pentacles, the prudence, all right. What energy are you giving to things as such, all right. Don't be putting too much in your skeleton closet, because it's going to get to the point of busting. You can only put so much in there. So look at it. What is in the skeleton closet that needs to be addressed? Okay. Now, Pluto squaring Uranus all month. And, you know, you have to break down to begin new. The Sun conjunct Saturn at the beginning of the month. Who are you? Saturn square Neptune at the beginning, and it's easing up at the end of the month. You know, who are you? Now, we were just talking about the Neptune in the 12th house, and that's squaring Saturn. So are you learning the lesson of keeping too much junk in the trunk? Okay, you can't drive forward looking in the rear view mirror. Alright, so the stuff that's in that skeleton closet, you're paying it way too much attention. Don't focus on it. Don't focus on it. It's good to look at it, you know, identify, okay, what was my part in it, and the rest get rid of. Now, Neptune is square that Sun at the beginning. You know, who are you? You know, are you taking off your rose-colored glasses? Jupiter square the Moon at the full moon. Think before you speak. Mercury square Jupiter, the 4th until the 11th, it's easing up. Another think before you speak. Okay? So remember that threefold law. When you're putting out there, you know, yeah, it's going to be coming back, and don't be putting too much junk in your trunk. I mean, December looks like it's going to be full of a lot of love. A lot of love and happiness. But don't be focusing on the negative. Alright? Thought creates form. What are you thinking? Do you want it to be fun and joyous? Well, then, think good thoughts. Okay? Now, we're getting winter solstice coming up. And we're going in that deep, that dark. Alright? We're going in that deep, that dark, that fertile soil. Just remember, okay, it is the compost in life that makes the best fertilizer for growth. So we are going into that Capricorn energy. Alright? Those seeds are going into that fertile ground. What are you birthing by springtime? Okay, Aries, see you, love you, bye.